Finding gear that's genuinely capable really lasts, but doesn't absolutely destroy your bank account. That's a struggle, right?
It really is.
So today we're doing a deep dive into a specific knife, the CIVIVI MDRN Hunter. It makes this pretty bold claim: tactical performance at budget pricing.
Yeah, and our mission here is, well, can it actually deliver?
Mm-hmm.
We want to see if this knife, which comes in around, what, $90?
About that, yeah.
If it can really handle serious field work, be durable, the whole package. And we'll be looking at what we're calling the smart compromises that might make that possible.
Okay, let's jump into the specs then, because honestly, on paper, the MDRN Hunter looks pretty impressive at first glance.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a 4.12-inch blade, Nitro V steel drop point shape. It's full tang.
Which is crucial. Means the steel goes all the way through the handle. Strength.
Exactly. And G10 handle scales, that's that tough layered stuff, gives you good grip. Plus, it's got this compound grind on the blade, which is supposed to help with cutting efficiency. It seems like it's set up for, field dressing, carving, camp kitchen stuff.
Pretty much the standard outdoor tasks.
Yeah. Have you ever run into a budget knife that just, blew you away on those everyday jobs?
Oh, definitely. And what's interesting here, I think, is the steel choice. Nitro V.
Right, you mentioned that. Relatively new.
Yeah, fairly new. Came out around 2017. And the big promise is really good toughness and excellent corrosion resistance.
Okay.
Which is smart, right? You get performance where a lot of people really need it in the field without paying the premium for steels that are all about holding an edge forever.
Okay. So it holds an edge okay, but maybe not like the super steels.
Exactly. It's good steel, performs kind of like AEDL, which is a solid, well-known stainless, often used in things like razor blades. Right. So good, just maybe not revolutionary in edge retention. It's a strategic choice for this market segment.
That makes sense. But it does raise a question, doesn't it? If it's claiming tactical performance, wouldn't you want maximum edge retention for heavy field use? Or is that less critical at this price?
Well, it's that trade-off again, isn't it? For probably 90% of users, it hits a really great sweet spot for the money. But, setting aside the steel specifics for a second, the thing people seem genuinely surprised by is the overall build quality.
How so?
Like the sheath. It comes with a Kydex sheath, right?
Yeah.
And users keep saying it feels, quote, surprisingly premium. That's usually where cheaper fixed blades cut corners.
True. A flimsy sheath is always a letdown.
And the general fit and finish on the knife itself, how the handle scales meet the tang, the blade grinding, apparently feels like knives that cost, double the price.
Wow, okay. So, connecting the dots.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a legitimate designer involved, Kyle Lamb.
Right. A respected name.
Decent materials like Nitro V and G10, solid construction, but it's made in China, which brings the cost down significantly.
Precisely. That's how they can undercut similar American-made designs by 2 or even 3 times.
Yeah.
It's a really strong value proposition, purely from an economic standpoint.
So how does it actually feel and perform out there? What are people saying?
Overwhelmingly positive, actually. Reports mention it's comfortable to use for extended periods, no major hotspots on the handle. The factory edge is sharp enough for typical camp chores right out of the box.
Good to know.
And the build just feels solid. No rattles, no obvious weak points. Oh, and the stonewash finish on the blade. Apparently, it does a good job hiding the scratches you inevitably get during real use. Nice little practical touch.
Okay, but what about the downsides? We always hear some complaints. Things like the blade stock being maybe a little thin, potential for flex under really heavy prying or batoning.
Yeah, that comes up.
And the Nitro V edge retention needing more frequent touch-ups. Are these actual problems, or are they just part of that smart compromise we talked about?
I'd argue they're definitely the latter. They're intelligent trade-offs.
Yeah.
When I first heard about the thinner stock, I thought, that a weak point? But then you consider the price and the intended use.
Right.
It's not designed to be a sharpened pry bar. For slicing, cutting, general utility, it's likely fine. And needing to touch up the edge a bit more often. That's the direct trade-off for getting good toughness and corrosion resistance at this cost.
So it's not a flaw, it's a feature of the price point.
Kinda, yeah. It's a strategic choice, choosing a reliable commuter car instead of a track monster if you just need to get to work reliably and affordably. It does its main job really well for the cost.
Okay, so summing it all up for you listening, if you need a solid fixed blade, something practical for the field, but you don't want to spend premium money on, say, exotic skills or a boutique brand name, the MDRN Hunter seems like a really strong contender. It's for someone who values reliable utility and just appreciates getting, good value for their money.
Definitely. And that brings us to maybe a final thought to chew on. Sometimes these smart compromises are actually better than chasing absolute perfection.
How do you mean?
Well, it makes you think, doesn't it?
Sure.
Where else in life could we find better overall value, better function for our actual needs by accepting well-thought-out trade-offs instead of just demanding the absolute top-of-the-line, collector-grade everything? Something to consider.